If you look at the world, if you look at the society, you'll realize that there is always something big, something flashy, something overwhelming is going on. And because of all this happening, because of all these external influences, our brain goes through the process of internalization, wherein our brain body system internalize all these narratives and create an identity around it, which we call normally ego, which has the tendency of I, which means whatever happens outside, it penetrates deep inside our psyche and it creates a kind of algorithm. It creates a kind of persona. And this persona has this narrative of I want this, I want that, I don't like this, I don't like that, I want to become this, I don't want to become that, I want so much of money, I want this position, I want this much of influence in this society. So this has this I, and this has the wants, and this has things which it doesn't want. And all these things are coming because of the external factors, external influences. There is no filter in between, there is no checking system in between which makes sure that whatever which is actually entering into the system is aligned with the system, is actually the need or the demand of the system. Because all this processing, all this internalization, all this conditioning happens way before when an individual develops its discerning capabilities, its cognitive capacity. So everything gets embedded when this person has no control over what is getting inside. And this I want this, I don't want that, I like this, I don't like this, I want to reach this position, has different kind of reasons underneath it, but these are the four main reasons. It has the tendency of comparison. It compare itself with the other person in the society or in the culture, and it wants to be there, reach there, want to become that, or want to defeat or pass that, want to become better than that. It has this connotation of greed, it has the connotation of need, which is always needy, and it has this tendency of jealousy, this envy, that somebody has this and I don't have this, and I want to get that at any cost. So what is actually happening is the whole process is automatic. There is no agency, there is no filter, there's no one to make sure that the data or the algorithms or the programs which are entering into the system are good for the system or not. They program this mind body system in such a way that this ego construct take over the whole system and dictates the whole life and takes this system, this existence, this life in directions which are not good for it. It always has this undercurrent that I want money, I want fame, I want influence, and it always keeps this individual, this existence, this life on this treadmill. Never gets satisfied, never gets fulfilled, always chasing, always having the desire, always running after the desire. Now, on the same note, I'm not saying that you or me or anybody doesn't need money, doesn't need car, doesn't need home, doesn't need savings. These are the basic necessity to maintain the life and to maintain this body. So up until a certain point, money is important. We need house, and in this fast life, we need some kind of vehicle as well, so that we can move from point A to point B in a comfortable position. But after this need is met, no matter how much money you accumulate, no matter how much material you accumulate, no matter how much money you get for yourself in your bank account, it hardly matters. Then this accumulation of material becomes the food of the ego to prove or show others that it is better, but it hardly matters. This ego is better or worse, it hardly matters, because this ego is not bringing with itself or with its chases the satisfaction and the fulfillment, the contentment. And in this age of internet, in this age of information, in this age of media, you can access any interview, any podcast of any super successful person in that domain, be it businessman, politician, actor, artist, whatever it is. You'll most of the time see that these people, after getting everything, are still not satisfied. And because of this ego, we overlook the need, the demand of this existence, this life, that it wants satisfaction, it wants settlement, it wants fulfillment. Had it has come from money or fame or influence, hell lot of people have been settled, hell lot of people have been meditative, calm in their life, peaceful in their life. But if you look into these interviews, these podcasts, if you can read between the lines, you'll realize that these people have got everything, but still these people are empty, these people are not satisfied, these people are not blissful. They are still running after something. One chase is done, now they are on to the second thing, then they are on to the third thing, then they are on to the fourth thing. And this is called the hamster wheel. This is the hamster wheel, and this is the rat. And for this rat, there is always one carrot which is dangling in front of it, and it is always running on the hamster wheel, never gets its need met, never gets fulfilled, one after the other, and the whole life passes by. So, the crux of the matter, the truth is, human being wants fulfillment, satisfaction, and peace. And the formula which is being sold by the society, by others, that if you get money, if you get influence, if you get famous, if you get successful in your domain, you'll be fulfilled, which doesn't seem to be the case. And with that said, I'm not saying that after getting successful in your domain you cannot get blissful. Of course you can get blissful, you can get satisfied, you can get fulfilled, but only and only when the journey or the work which you were doing was aligned with your existence. If you were doing something which was totally against your existence, against your innate tendencies, against your innate inclinations, no matter how much successful you get by that mean, it will not fulfill you. And by that token, I want to use an analogy. If you look into nature, let's take an example of a tree. If you look at the tree, this tree has its own innate existence, how it is going to grow, what kind of fruits it is going to bear. If it's an apple tree, there is not going to be oranges on the tree. How tall it is going to be, what is going to be the thickness of the trunk, everything is coded in the DNA, in the gene of this tree, in the seed of this tree. This tree has its own innate existence, its own innate intelligence, by which it grows, prospers, bear fruit, and then die, and then goes back to the nature. And everything happens seamlessly, smoothly. And why it happens smoothly and seamlessly? Because there is no internalization of external narratives. And why it happens? Because there is no mind inside it. The tree or any animal or any insect or any bacteria or fungi or whatever it is, everything is bound by the rules of nature. And every single entity except human beings moves by the rules and regulations of the nature, which is also called Tao in Taoism. It dictates its direction, and that's why biggest of the biggest events happen in nature, but they happen very naturally. They happen very seamlessly. There is no mind there to confuse itself what it want, what it doesn't want, whether it should go left or right. It is very clear, because the seed or the growth or the whole system is a part of nature and totally in sync with the nature. There is no agency in between which is confused, which is built upon the external narratives and devoid of its own innate tendencies. So, how we can learn this lesson and what can we do about this in our life? See, the sooner you understand this reality, this truth, the better it is, because you'll have plenty of time to move in the right direction with the right focus, with the right effort. You'll not be wasting your energy. You'll be using your time for something which is totally aligned and synced with your existence. And for that, you need to dig deep inside yourself and ask yourself, what do you really want? What is your calling? What is the thing which brings meaning in your life? And again, I'm putting this, if you're doing something, if you're getting money out of that, if you're getting success out of that, if you're getting fame and influence out of that, but if it is not fulfilling you, if it is not making you satisfied, it's not a success, it's a failure. You have been burning yourself for years, you have been exerting yourself for years, and you got the material, but you haven't got the satisfaction, which is actually the demand of the existence, which is the demand of this life. The demand of the ego is to accumulate more. But the fun fact is, ego is just a conditioned entity by the external narratives. You are not that ego. You are that life which is suffering even after accumulating everything. And your demand could be aligned with ego, but in most of the cases, the way how this society is structured, this world is structured, in today's era, your demand in most of the cases will not be aligned with ego's demand. And you have to dig deep inside yourself what you really want, which means there are multiple layers in the brain, which is called ego put together. And this ego always keeps you on this hamster wheel, which never ends. It's almost like an infinity loop. You're always running on the treadmill and you're not getting that satisfaction. You're exerting yourself, your life is passing by, your time is passing by, but it is not delivering you what you really want, what you really need, what is your calling. But beneath all these layers, there is the truth, there is the existence, there is the life, which is always there. You just have to let go of all these layers, all these conditioned tendencies, and be really honest with yourself to ask yourself, what do you really want? And once it is known that you want this, then it tells you the direction, it tells you the necessary action, and when you take those actions, you get that thing. But along with that, you get that peace, that satisfaction. And when you're totally synced in with your existence, with your reality, with your truth, you are actually the master of your domain. You are the expert of your domain. You are unbeatable. And when you are unbeatable in something, you get success as well, you get money as well. So in this route, you get success, you get satisfaction, you get fulfillment, you get money, you get fame, you get everything. Although in the eyes of common people, this might not be the traditional path, but you have to decide whether you want to get the material, exert yourself, let your life pass by, just to realize that it didn't make you happy, it didn't make you satisfied, or you want to go for something which is real, based upon truth, might take a bit longer, might be challenging, might be struggleful, you might need to go against the status quo. But once you are there, you get the whole package. You get the satisfaction, you get the success, you get the money, you get the fulfillment. So this video is about this only. If you have any question, comment down below. I'll try to revert back to you as soon as possible and clear your doubt. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.